Here we are again. We're at Station 8 now, and this is Jesus Meets the Kind Women. You'll see in the picture Jesus is still carrying the cross, and there are women here. I love this. They have children with them. Again, it was Passover. There are lots of people around, lots of families. I love the fact that they also have their puppy with them. And so in this picture, I love this image of Station 8. So Rebecca's going to read the passage for us.
Yep, so we're going to be in Luke 23, and we're going to start with 27 through 28. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned to them and said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children." This always is another one that shocks me. Here Jesus is carrying this crazy heavy cross. He's bloodied, he's battered, and he sees these women who have probably followed him all throughout the Gospels, hearing his stories and being with him. And instead of him saying, "Oh, poor me," Jesus says, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children." He takes this moment, and instead of taking it on himself, he turns it back to them and says, "I'm okay. I'm good. Instead, what can I do for you?" I mean, it's just the most selfish act that truly only Jesus can do.
Very unselfish. And again, now, I said earlier there were 3 stations where someone shows compassion. I was wrong. There are 4. This is the 4th one if you've been counting candles. So we have the candle to represent that. And this is one of my favorite modern statues. It's obviously not historic at all, but I love the fact that these women are together. They look very supportive and loving. And so that's the image we've used here today. And I think it's interesting to think about, why would Jesus tell them to weep for themselves? What is it that he's trying to get them to understand about life, about the journey, about ourselves, that he would say, "I'm okay, but think about your own lives, and you may need to weep for that." What does that mean to you? What does that mean for us, that we might want to consider our own lives and maybe weep? What do you think? I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I think a lot of times when we go through struggles, a weep for ourselves is when we don't fall to God and we don't fall to the Lord's help. And so I think that that's a weep where we try to fix things ourselves instead of allowing him to come alongside us and help us.
I think that's a good point. And so, again, it's a reminder that we need to rely on God. We need to have things in our life that pulls us toward God. We get really busy with things. You know, these women have children. Some of you do too. Some of you have grandchildren. We have busy lives. We have very hectic schedules. And often church or Bible study or praying or just sitting in devotion to God is the last thing we think of. So in this station, let's remember that those things are the things that do lift us up, that help us get through life, that help us be compassionate and empathetic toward other people, and also help us, like the last station said, help us respond in a way that's faithful so that we might live our life in unselfish ways, being able to give to other people as we have learned from Jesus. So Station 8 kind of reminds us of that.
I also love the intimacy of this one, and it shows the true nature of Jesus's relationship with his followers and with his people. None of these people throughout the stations that we've seen so far have felt like there was this wall between themselves and Jesus. Instead, they have felt very close and comfortable to come up alongside and to help him and to be near him. His mom, the Veronica character, Simon of Cyrene, and now these ladies, they've come up to him and they're intimate with him and they're one-on-one and they're having a discussion. And I think it's a reminder for us that we are supposed to have that kind of relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, and you just made me think of the fact that we haven't seen any of the disciples in these stations of the cross. None of this closest group are in any of these stations.
No.
So other than Mary, the mother of Jesus, she's the only person that had a really personal family relationship with him, the rest of these people are like us.
They are.
You know, sometimes we think, well, if I had lived at a time of Jesus, maybe I would understand him more, or be able to love him better, or be able to do the things he asks me to do. None of these people had that kind of relationship. And so that's really, really profound, I think.
The disciples didn't stick around. They hightailed it out. It's the other followers
Where are you?
that heard stories that came alongside him, and they were with him on his walk, which makes me really excited that I'm invited to be on his walk with him. And so it's such a blessing to be reminded of this and how we are a part of Jesus's journey, just like he's a part of our journey.
Yes. Amen.
Station number 8.